try to describe how much you miss somebody there aren't really words that you can put it. You get to a point where you have to go on with your day, where you're not able to just break down and cry just because you're sad. You have to put the face on for people. I love Heather with everything of myself. I gave her everything I have. When she got sick, when she needed me, when she couldn't pay rent because she didn't have any money coming in for almost 2 years, I did my best to try to make the rent. I did my best to try to pay my rent and her rent and buy food and keep the power on and pay both phone bills. And yeah, I slipped into horrible debt with it. The last 3 days that she was alive before she went under into unconsciousness, she was up all night, the last 3 nights, from till 7 o'clock in the morning. She couldn't get to sleep and she was literally just writhing in pain. I would be kept up because she couldn't get comfortable. She'd be tossing, turning, moments where she would just start flailing her body, arms and legs, and stretching, trying to get whatever temporary relief that she could find. It is my belief that if the Mutual of Omaha company had paid her what she was supposed to, when she was supposed to be paid, she would still be alive right now. I've seen firsthand what Mutual of Omaha and these other insurance companies can do. I've watched Heather not get paid when she should have, and as a result, her and myself, we both were put under intense hardships. I mean, she could still be here and healthy if she had not had to go through all that stress of having to survive. I think she would want to let people know you can't let these companies get away with this, you know? Whoever has the power to make them responsible needs to use that power. There's those moments where you come home and you expect them to be sitting there right there where they always are, watching TV like they always are, but they're not there anymore. You want them there. You're used to it. You come to expect things and you don't realize that every day you have these things. When I think about Heather and I think about what we went through, and I think about the things that make me upset the most is I remember the things I could have done better. We were out and we were supposed to go to the movies, but we were too tired. I didn't want to go because I was tired. I didn't know that was the last time we were going to go to the movies, that we weren't going to get a chance to do it again.
Disability insurance is the industry name for a plan that provides for periodic payments of benefits when a disabled insured person is unable to work. Disability insurance is designed to replace anywhere from 45 to 65% of one's gross income on a tax-free basis should illness keep you from earning an income in your occupation.
One of the insurance companies which provides disability insurance is United of Omaha Life Insurance Company, a subsidiary of Mutual of Omaha and one of the largest disability insurers in the nation. Today, the Insider Exclusive goes behind the headlines with David Lilienstein, managing partner at the DL Law Group, in a new Insider Exclusive investigative network TV special, Mutual of Omaha Expose, Heather Chalfant's story that Mutual of Omaha does not want anyone to know about. It's one of the worst cases of insurance company abuses that we have ever seen. In fact, Heather Chalfant was not the only Mutual of Omaha client that became frustrated, angry, and fed up with Mutual of Omaha. As of March 2016, there are dozens and dozens more of policyholders, as reported here at Consumer Affairs. And Mutual of Omaha and another insurance company settled a class action lawsuit for $15 million that alleged bad faith insurance practices over their long-term care insurance policies. Over 1,600 Missourians had sued the insurance companies for raising their premiums on long-term care insurance without notice. Insurance companies owe a duty of good faith and fair dealing to their policyholders. However, they often breach that duty by denying claims, delaying claim payments, and not being honest about their practices. Long-term care insurers, in particular, have a reputation for treating policyholders unfairly. When long-term insurance policies were first written 20 or so years ago, insurers pushed these types of policies hard, telling policyholders that it would provide them with coverage if ever they needed to go into a nursing home, assisted living facility, or needed in-home health care. What insurers didn't know at the time was how much health care costs would increase. Now paying long-term care claims has become a financial burden, and many of those insurers do whatever they can to simply avoid paying those claims. Mutual of Omaha was founded in 1909 as Mutual Benefit Health and Accident Association in Omaha, Nebraska, where it's still headquartered. Starting in 1963, Mutual of Omaha became widely associated with the family feel-good wildlife television program, Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, which ran from 1963 to 1988. Americans grew to know Marlin Perkins as the show's host. He gave many Americans their first exposure to the conservation movement. Mutual of Omaha has multiple subsidiaries, including United of Omaha Life Insurance Company, and publicly displayed on their corporate website are their values, behaviors, and beliefs that connect Mutual's associates with a common vision. We exist for our customers. We act with integrity. We are innovative. We are accountable for results. Together, we achieve greatness. But the list of grievances against some long-term care insurance providers like Mutual of Omaha have resulted in hundreds of policyholders who have successfully sued Mutual of Omaha and won. Lawsuit after lawsuit have uniformly alleged that Mutual of Omaha systematically denied certain types of long-term disability claims, often without reviewing claimants' medical proof. Furthermore, given the recent controversy surrounding long-term care insurance, some people may wonder if they will ever access the benefits they were promised when they signed up for their policy. After all, long-term care insurance providers have been accused in the past couple of years of using unfair tactics to deny claims. Such tactics allegedly include sending people the wrong paperwork, questioning their need for care, not updating policies to include changes in assisted living, meaning that newer types of assisted living homes are not covered in the policy. Heather Chalfant was a beautiful 33-year-old young lady. But on April 6, 2016, Heather Chalfant passed away after a 5-year torturous battle with her disability insurance company, Mutual of Omaha. Heather would have turned 34 years old in that same month on April 21st. Throughout her claim, Mutual refused to acknowledge Heather's medical conditions as disabling. After 5 years, Heather died from those very conditions. Not surprisingly, because of her unrelenting medical conditions and chronic pain, Heather was admitted to the emergency room 7 times and admitted to an inpatient nursing facility for 2 months. Early on in her claim, Heather notified Mutual she was extremely sick and was doing her best to cooperate with Mutual in applying for her disability benefits. In fact, Heather warned Mutual that without adequate care, which she could not afford without disability benefits, she could die from these conditions. In a distress letter to Mutual, Heather wrote, "This is all extremely important. If I can't pay for my meds and proper treatment, I could literally die from dehydration and kidney failure." 5 years later, Heather's prediction came true. Heather died. By the time Mutual issued its final denial of Heather's claim, her record totaled nearly 1,500 pages. Her claim file included medical records from numerous doctors supporting her total disability, a determination of total disability from the Social Security Administration, and a determination of severe disability from the Department of Motor Vehicles. Despite the clear severity of Heather's health problems, Mutual stripped her of the disability benefits she could have used to seek proper medical care. Mutual accused her of not seeking medical care for her conditions. Mutual used this unreasonable interpretation of Heather's medical records to support its determination that Heather is not disabled. Today, the Insider Exclusive Investigative News Team visits with David Lilienstein, managing partner at DL Law Group, in this new Insider Exclusive Investigative Network TV special, Mutual of Omaha Expose, Heather Chalfant's story to discuss why Mutual of Omaha does not want anyone to know about this case, because it is one of the worst cases of insurance company abuse that we have ever seen. Mutual's legal response borders on the ridiculousness. They claim that Heather's entire case should be thrown out because she filed the lawsuit too late. Mutual also blamed Heather for not timely filing her long-term disability claim.
In a perfect world, insurance companies would always do the right thing. Yet in reality, the industry harbors a dirty little secret. People are giving them money for something they will never receive. What that really means is they're selling uncollectible insurance. Insurance companies rule our country. They control our banking. Look at AIG, too big to fail. They own Wall Street. They catch a virus and Wall Street has diarrhea for a week. And when interest rates fall and their investments earnings plummet, then they run to Congress and scream tort reform. Lawsuits are killing us, they scream, and those greedy trial lawyers are to blame by filing frivolous lawsuits and convincing ignorant juries to dole out obscene verdicts. But ironically, what you don't know until now is that insurance companies regularly and deliberately invite lawsuits whenever the cost and hassles for a third-party claimant look to exceed all potential for recovery. Rather than just doing the right thing, too many insurers prefer to play a game of litigation chicken, a frivolous lawsuit strategy in reverse. Don't like it? Sue me.
Throughout his career, David Lilienstein has seen many innocent and hardworking people become victimized by their own insurance companies, all in the name of greed. And because of that, he is driven not only to get justice for these victims of injustice, but to make sure that all policyholders get 100% what the insurance companies promised and what they paid for, plus get it without hassle and on time. David has earned the highest respect from citizens and lawyers alike as one of the finest trial lawyers in San Francisco, in California, and across the nation. And he has built a substantial reputation nationwide by consistently winning cases other law firms have turned down. His amazing courtroom skills and headline-grabbing success rate continue to provide his clients with the results they need and the results they deserve. This is the Insider Exclusive, live from San Francisco, California. It is my great pleasure to introduce David Lilienstein to the show. Welcome to the show, Dave.
Thanks very much, Steve, for having us.
David, tell our audience a little bit about your practice of law.
Well, at the DL Law Group, we sue insurance companies, we represent policyholders, and usually disabled policyholders who have to file claims, who can no longer work, and who need help dealing with that whole insurance process.
And these cover the whole spectrum of people who had insurance. Their insurance company decided not to pay them for whatever reason, and they have to go to court, right?
We try to avoid the court part. We try to negotiate with the companies directly, but if they don't want to pay, then we will take them to court.
Today we're here on one of your clients, Heather Chalfant, correct?
That's right.
Tell our audience a little bit about Heather. Who was she?
This is a tragic case. Ms. Chalfant worked for an insurance brokerage here in the San Francisco Bay Area. She got sick. She filed a disability claim. The company Mutual of Omaha said, nope, you're not disabled. You can go back to work full time. Well, her disabilities and her conditions were so bad that she died.
Yeah.
The company still will not pay the claim.
Right.
The company still refuses to admit that she was disabled.
Yeah, what we found of great interest in this case is she actually needed that money from the disability insurance companies to afford the medical care that she never got, correct?
That's exactly right. They took away her source of income to pay for housing, and they took away her chance to have decent medical care.
Right, and she has passed on. She died, she was 34 years old.
Tragic. It's horrible. It's horrible. Yes, that's right.
So tell our audience a little bit about some of the facts. You know, she had disability insurance with Mutual of Omaha, right?
She had a disability policy sponsored by her employer.
Yeah.
A lot of employees get disability coverage, health care coverage,
Yeah.
life insurance coverage through their employer.
Yeah.
Heather Chalfant had that exact kind of policy.
Right.
She had an autoimmune disease. She had diabetes. She had a lot of health problems.
Right.
And for a while, it was hard to figure out exactly what it was. She just knew that she couldn't get out of bed. She was always tired.
Yes.
And she couldn't properly function, maybe for an hour here, an hour there, but she couldn't work an 8-hour day, a 40-hour week.
So she filed her claims, and the insurance company, Mutual of Omaha, denied them, correct? They didn't acknowledge her claims, is that right? That's one of their little tactics.
You know,
right?
it's crazy. They tried to say the reason she was no longer working is because she was in a dispute with a coworker. That's how they got out of paying this claim.
And what does that mean exactly?
Oh, you didn't get along with your coworker, therefore you left. You're not disabled. You just, didn't like the people you worked with.
Right. And now she wrote a letter, which is a very telling letter. In one of the last letters she wrote to the insurance company, I think it was her last one. What did she say in that letter?
She said, I'm dying. This could kill me. I need these benefits. This is why I had disability insurance. And please approve this claim. It's so obvious that I am disabled
Yes.
and cannot work. I would love nothing more than to be at work.
Right. Now, you said earlier, your approach to solving problems is see if you can settle a case with a company rather than suing them because lawsuits take a long time, etc. When she died, that was ample evidence to show that she obviously was disabled. What has been Mutual of Omaha's response?
Mutual of Omaha is trying now, in this case, which is an active litigation, to basically get off on a technicality.
Which is?
They want to claim that Ms. Chalfant, took too long to file her disability claim.
But that interested me because she filed the claim before the statute of limitations because that's how they're trying to get out of it, right?
Well, interestingly, what some insurance companies do is they write in their own little statute of limitations into the policy.
Yeah.
They don't inform people about this. Insureds have no idea this is going on.
Yeah.
So by the time this lawsuit comes, Mutual says, you know what, sorry, we don't even have to worry about the merits of your case,
Yeah.
whether or not you're disabled. We're just going to say, you didn't file your claim on time, so we're all out of here.
Yes, so that's a major legal challenge. How do you get around it?
Well, we need to explain to the judge that this is a woman who is very sick. She wrote letters to the company. I'm sorry it's taking me so long to file my claim. I can barely get out of bed.
Yes.
In theory,
But she was showing the effort. She was making the effort, correct?
she filed her claim. She was in communication with them. It's absurd. I mean, it's absolutely absurd that someone has to die, and even that is not enough for an insurance company to say, yeah, I think maybe you were disabled.
Right. Do you have a trial date set on this case?
We do not have a trial date yet.
Okay, but right now it's in litigation.
Right now it's in litigation. And in fact, because of the nature of the specific law that governs employee benefits,
Yeah.
it's not a trial like everybody thinks of a trial. There's no jury. There's no witnesses.
Yeah. This is covered under what a lot of people are unaware of, ERISA, correct?
ERISA, ERISA.
Fortunately, we have Frankie Romero, Heather's boyfriend, with us today. So let's bring him on right now. It's my great pleasure to introduce Frankie Romero to the show. Welcome to the show, Frankie.
Thank you.
My condolences to you on the passing of Heather.
I appreciate it.
That was April 6th this year?
April 6th.
Not too long ago. Tell our audience a little bit about your relationship with Heather. You were together how long?
About 5 years.
And in the last few years, you saw her gradually decline in health and her frustration trying to get Mutual of Omaha pay the benefits that she deserved, right?
She technically was fighting with Mutual of Omaha since we first got together. I started dating her 2 weeks after she had stopped working, that she was having a hard time even making herself food. Like she had a hard time getting out of bed just to cook and eat. Yeah. When I started dating her, like she didn't seem that she was that sick, because we didn't see each other every single day. I saw her when she was up for it, and so whenever we were around, I didn't notice that she was so bad. But as we got more into the relationship, as we got to know each other better, little things started becoming apparent.
You loved her.
I did.
Yeah.
I do. It's like,
well, having seen firsthand how her insurance company, Mutual of Omaha, did not take care of her, refused to, delayed things. What's your opinion of Mutual of Omaha?
Oh, they're absolutely terrible. Like, I saw for a fact that she was unable to work.
Yeah.
I could see everything.
And Mutual of Omaha was saying she could work, right?
Oh yeah, even to the day, up to the day she died, they've been trying to deny the claim.
Yeah.
You know, she's been getting worse and worse and worse, and all they try to do is say, "Oh, well, maybe that happened after, you know, the fact." You know, like all they just try to keep spinning different reasons how they justify it, but they keep denying and denying and denying. And
Well, you know, they say corporations are people,
Yeah.
but people without souls, right? Isn't that right, David?
That's exactly right.
So how has this affected your life, her passing? How are you today?
her passing is, I mean, it was the worst thing. It's the worst thing I've ever went through. But her life was getting so much worse every day that she was alive. Like I watched her go from a healthy girl who could drive herself around, who could, had her own, who was better than most people I know. She was diabetic her entire life, and she had to deal with that. She was able to take care of herself and still work for most of her life. For most of her life, she was working and going to school. She was still going to school online at University of Phoenix when I met her. Yeah. Her health issues eventually caused her to have to stop. Yeah. She couldn't keep up with it. She couldn't get out of bed in the morning.
Did you ever hear her speaking on the phone with Mutual of Omaha representatives?
I mean, I heard her arguing with people on the phone, but she took care of that stuff. I was never really, I didn't know anything about the insurance policy. I didn't know anything about any of the legal stuff, and I still don't really know much about that kind of thing. She needed me to help her through it, and that was what I did. I was her boyfriend. Maybe I should have gotten more involved in those things, but I trusted her. She was a responsible person, and she always had been. I gave her that credit. I wasn't going to try to undermine her.
Well, we certainly appreciate you being here today representing her, because you're her voice. You're the only voice besides David who's taking the insurance company to task and making them honor their responsibility, which they should have.
That would be nice.
Okay, and I want to thank you very much for being on the program. Thank you.
Of course.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Let's talk about ERISA. E-R-I-S-A. What does it stand for?
Well, ERISA is the Employee Retirement Income Security Act of 1974. It was passed by Congress with the best of intentions. Unfortunately now, insurance companies use it to justify their claim denials. You don't get a jury trial. You don't get the witness to sit before a judge and say, look at me, I am disabled, here I am. You want to talk to me? You want to judge my credibility? Here I am.
Right. This is all tried before a judge.
No jury, only a judge.
And it's of concern in this case because all insurance disability claims are made through ERISA, correct?
If you have your policy through your employer,
yeah,
there's a very good chance that ERISA will govern your claim.
Yes.
And what that means is the insurance company is insulated from liability. This is amazing. The worst case scenario for an insurance company in an ERISA case is you deny a claim, you fight the lawsuit in court, and if you lose, you pay the benefits you should have paid for before.
Yeah,
That's it.
With no punitive damages.
There's no no liability, emotional distress. Maybe you get attorney's fees.
Yeah, so a lot of insurance companies know that they can drag this out 5-6 years, right?
Absolutely.
They end up paying what they should have paid 5 or 6 years ago. They don't have to pay any interest on the money. That's right. They don't have to pay any additional amount of money, and they could have used that. They use that money to make other investments, to do whatever they want to do.
That's right. There's a famous memo from one insurance company that says, please make sure every claim we can get characterized as ERISA, we do that because we will save hundreds of millions of dollars because of this law that was intended to help policyholders.
So why doesn't a regulatory agency, an attorney general, an insurance commissioner, change that? Because they're breaking the law. If you and I did this, we'd be in jail.
That's exactly right. The insurance industry is very, very powerful. And very few politicians want to take them on. They don't have the guts to do it. They don't have the money to do it. It's just, unfortunately, something that lawyers like us have to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Okay. One last question.
Yes.
You must be contacted by a lot of people, especially with insurance problems. You know, their insurance comes up. How do you select the cases that you want to represent?
The cases that make me the angriest are usually the ones I take. We talk to a lot of people. I ask them questions about their case. It has to be the right kind of insurance. Unfortunately, we get a lot of calls from people who have a claim that's worth $1,000 or $5,000. I can't take that. The industry knows lawyers won't take it because my attorney's fees will cost more than the actual recovery. It's a horrible situation.
Right.
So we have to have certain limits. We're running a business, and we need to take cases that we think will be good for both the insured and our law firm.
I want to thank you very much for being on our program today.
Thanks so much.
Best of luck with your case.
Thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining us. You can get more information about our guest and the issues at insiderexclusive.com.